Hi guys, this is Bhavna. I'm currently doing my master's in clinical psychology course from Christ University, and in this video we will be seeing how to crack your way into the master's in clinical psychology course in Christ University. So the first thing that you will be required to do is to write a written exam where they will ask you a lot of basic psychology questions. You can learn all of the basic concepts. Apart from that, learn the dates, learn the people that have given these theories, know a bit about the theories, and apart from that also know the general knowledge, be up to date with what's happening currently in the country, in the globe, and pay a lot of attention to your research methodology and all of that. Apart from that, the second thing, once you have cleared this round, you will be called for an interview. Before the interview, you will be asked to write an essay on a given topic which they will decide, and it's not very scientific. You can focus on the way you write, so practice some writings before you come. Try writing different essays on different topics. So during the interview process, be confident. One thing that helped me was to not think of it as the end of my life, because I had other options. And yeah, just keep smiling, be confident. As much as you want to get into the course, the university also needs students to run the course, right? And if you are a good fit, you will get into the university. So do not stress about it, because when you're stressing about it, they will definitely know. So be confident, smile throughout the interview, greet them nicely, and if you don't know something, it's always advised for you to tell them, hey, listen, this is not my strongest area, but instead you can ask me something else, right? And the second thing is, when they ask to introduce yourself, I personally like to follow this format of first giving my name, where I am from. For example, I'm from Bangalore, I'm born and brought up here. And probably an interesting fact about you, I can understand and speak 6 languages. Apart from that, where I have studied, and then move on to your educational background, and then go on to explain, apart from your educational background, what are your achievements, if you've written any articles, if you have published anything, if you've attended conferences, hosted things, been or taken up leadership positions during your undergraduate. All of that will be very, very important information. And apart from that, you can also mention extracurricular activities that you have taken up during your coursework, during your undergraduation. This really helps because it gives a holistic picture. And apart from that, they might ask you questions related to clinical psychology, particularly like abnormal psychology, and mostly research. Please be thorough with your research, at least the basics of the kinds of research, the kinds of ontology, epistemology, and all of that. These might sound very, very daunting, because even in my undergraduation I was not very exposed to these, but I'm sure you will be able to do this with a little bit of research. And when they ask you why Christ, do not give the answer for holistic education, because I did that mistake. And then my interviewer came back to me saying, listen, you are in your master's course, so tell us why, right? So have a purpose to why Christ University, because personally for me, I wanted to explore, experience that kind of education which I probably was not able to get. And research is something that I really, really like, and want to pursue further. So this will be a good opportunity for me to foster my learnings. So yeah, so have a specific purpose to why Christ University. um, Apart from that, make sure to know certain topics in thoroughly. So if they ask you something that you don't know, like I previously said, you can always say that you don't know this, and mention something that you know. And when you do mention that, they're definitely going to ask you questions on that. Another thing that is coming to my head right now is that whenever you're answering a question, include only those things that you are sure you know about. Because if you mention names or like theories that you're not very sure about, they're definitely going to ask you that. And if you're not able to answer, then it just makes you kind of look surface level learner, if you know what I mean. um Yeah, apart from this, you have a few more months, so start building your resume, make it look very appealing. As much as, like I already said, as much as you want to get into Christ University, the university is also looking at what you can offer to them. um, so having a strong presence in probably extracurriculars where you've won awards, or publishing papers, attending conferences, all of this really really count, because it really shows what you can contribute as a student to Christ University and how you will be an asset. Yeah, so we're going to get into my journey in Christ University. I applied for the BSc Psychology Honors course during my bachelor's. I did not get in because I was not really strong in my psychological concepts. Though I was very, very confident, my substance or content was very, very poor and surface level, and I didn't get into the program. Well, then I applied for my master's in clinical psychology course, and I applied during the second round. And it's okay if you're applying during the first round or the second round, it does not matter, because if you're good, they will take you in, right? So I had my written test, where it was a computer based MCQ one, and after that we had to sit in this one room where they give us paper and pen to write about a particular topic. And once that is done, you will be called to your interview, and in the interview it's usually in like cubicles with one or two professors, psychology professors, who will be asking you first to introduce yourself, obviously. And during this time, I was like, compared to my first experience of bachelor's, applying for a bachelor's degree, I was more calm, composed, because I knew this was not the end of my life and I can still get in somewhere else, because I had already like cleared the first round somewhere else in another college, a very very good college, but I didn't get into because I couldn't clear the interview round. But well, during the time of my Christ interview, I was not that nervous. So I came across as confident, and I was smiling throughout the interview. I was conversing with them, and make it seem like it's not somebody interrogating you, it's a conversation that you're having with somebody. Yeah, so be confident about your intellectual knowledge as well, because you've spent 3 or 4 years learning psychology, and I'm sure you will know something, right? So they asked me to introduce myself, and by this time I had published one article in the Deccan Herald. I had two conference presentations, one article published in the Taylor and Francis as a book chapter, and apart from that, I had won university level debate competitions, dance competitions, started a psychology club in my college, and also taken up various leadership positions in Junior Chamber International, JCI, and I was a part of Toastmasters, Rotaract, and all of that. And apart from that, I had been doing learning Bharatanatyam for 15 years. Yeah, so that was my introduction. Then they asked me about to talk about particular school of thought and why I chose that school of thought. Yeah, I don't necessarily remember any other question that they asked me particularly about psychology. But yeah, I think they asked me to define some of the theories. But apart from that, I think that was my interview. But I've heard like experiences of my friends where they were asked about the definitions of schizophrenia, what are the symptoms, what are the references, and all of that. So know the basics of each of the disorders, and also the theories and who founded it and why they found it and all of that. Yeah, all the best to all of you, and I'm sure you're going to crack it. And even if you don't, it's not the end, because bigger things are always waiting for you. And have a great day. Bye bye, guys.